What is up, ticketflipping.com members? Today we are giving you an exclusive video into flipping New York Rangers postseason tickets. Right now we are looking at Game 6. So Game 6 is taking place tomorrow night, Tuesday night, May 9th. And going to give you some ideas on how you could actually make some money flipping tickets for this game. Rule number 1, know your venue. Got to know what seats are good seats, what seats are bad seats, which seats grant you club access. All these play a big factor into where you're buying tickets. The best thing you could do is put yourself into the mindset of the buyer. Pretend like you actually want to go to this game and put yourself in that mindset, and that will tremendously help you buy tickets because you will think of the locations where you want to sit, what clubs or certain areas you want access to. All these play a big role. So first thing is know the venue, and we're going to go over some of the seats at Madison Square Garden, the good seats, bad seats, all that stuff. Then we're going to teach you how you could actually make some money with this game flipping tickets. So real quick, let's go through the sections. So when buying tickets, you usually want to buy seats in a good area, decent area, not too cheap. Like nosebleeds, but you want to get a good area where you got a pretty good view. So in this case, Madison Square Garden, we want to get seats in the 200 levels. In hockey, you always want to be closer to center ice. So we want to get seats these 200 level. These upper/lower 200 level seats are going to be the best bang for your buck. And that's the seats we want to focus on. With Madison Square Garden, you do not want to buy seats in the 400 level. These are like the worst seats in the Garden. And I believe any seat above like row 5 in the 400 level section is an obstructed seat. And they are some of the worst views in all the arenas I've been to. So do not buy tickets in the 400 level section, as they stink. Secondly, Madison Square Garden has the Chase Bridges. These are really unique seats, but unfortunately, from like a resale perspective, really not so great. They cost a lot more money, the Chase Bridge seats, but fans tend to just not flock towards there. They're not willing to pay that extra money to get that like unique view. I mean, I personally have sat there a few times, and it's just a really high seat. I mean, maybe you're a little hanging over the ice, but there's really nothing so special about it, and I'd much rather sit in the 200s than pay more and sit on top of the Chase Bridges. Then we got the lounge seats over here in the 300s. These are okay seats. They're definitely better than the 400 level seats. The 300 sections, there's actually this like lounge area up top with like bars and stuff that you have to pay for, but it's kind of cool. But again, I wouldn't recommend buying seats there. It's just it's very high up, and just not, I don't feel most fans want to sit there. So let's move on to the 100 level sections. Well, actually, let's move on to the 200 level gallery sections. So these are actually surprisingly really good seats. These 200 level lower gallery seats, they're all like, they tend to go for a lot of money. Like they cost more money, but they tend to sell. People like sitting just row ones, row twos, whether it's like up top. When people see like row one, row two, they automatically, they're willing to pay more for that. So these 200 lower level galleries are all like row ones, row twos, row threes. So people will spend like $500 just to sit like row one or two, whereas you could get a seat for say like 250, 300 over here. And people are willing to spend like $500, 400, $500 for like, for front row seats in the lower level sections. So definitely we'll keep an eye on these 200 lower level gallery seats. Next, we're going to move on to the 100 levels. We're going to do the 100 level end zones. These you can often find really good deals, especially when flipping resale. They're lower level tickets, but you can often find some pretty good deals, pretty good resale, pretty good flips for these. People just like sitting close to the ice. So even if it's like the end zone, obviously center ices are better. But these tend to, you can find some pretty good deals on these lower ends. Next, we're going to move on to the Club Blues. So these purple seats over here, they're all, it's called the Club Blue. Basically, there's nothing, it's closer to the ice. They give you access to this club bar and grill, but nothing's free there. You have to pay for everything. So it's just really close to the ice seats. I'm not really such a big fan of those areas. I feel like if people are willing to pay a lot of money, they'd rather sit in the Club Golds or the Club Platinums, which we will get to in a minute. So yeah, next we got the Club Golds. So 116, 117. Let me just select these. 116, 117, 118. These are all your Club Golds. Give me a second. Club Golds. Yeah, these are all your Club Golds, so not really much left here. Hold on, where the heck is my cursor? Yep, so these are the Club Gold seats. So as you can see, they're pretty expensive tickets. They're center ice seats, good seats. Don't really come with any. They don't give you access to the Delta Sky 360, but they are very good seats as they're center ice. So definitely something to keep in mind. They're not the most expensive seats, but they are very good seats nevertheless. All right, second to last section, we're going to talk about the Club Platinums. These are some of my favorite seats. You can make a lot of money with these Club Platinum seats. So as you can see here, Club Platinum is these sections right here, 108, 107, 106, Section 3, Section 2. Those are your Club Platinum seats. These seats come with access to the Delta Sky 360 Club. What that means is in the Delta Sky 360, they have like buffets of food, really good food. You can eat as much as you want, like big buffets of food, unlimited soft drink sodas. They have those Coke machines where you can like pick any flavor of Coke you want. So those are really good. It's a really great club, and all the Club Platinum seats come with Delta Sky 360 access. So definitely something to keep in mind. That kind of differentiates the sections from the other sections, because that's really the seats where you're getting like this unlimited food. And people will pay a lot of money to get unlimited food. And obviously these tickets are a lot more expensive in general, but very fun seats to sit in. And then lastly, we're going to talk about the VIP rinkside seats at the Garden. So there only seems to be 2 tickets left. VIP rinkside 12WC. Basically, VIP rinkside, all the seats are like front row AA. Some are row 2, but you're basically on the glass. And the rinkside tickets give you access to the exclusive 1879 club. So again, it's another club, but it's the most premium club you get access to. So you get access to the 1879 club, Delta Sky 360 club, and the regular club bar and grill. So that's really your best seats in the house, and something to definitely keep in mind. There's always there's always going to be those VIP clients who just want to sit like front row. In this case, on the glass. Even personally, I'm not on the glass such an on the glass person, because it's kind of limited view. It's cool for like one section. So I prefer the Club Platinums, but a lot of people just like being front row on the glass. It just makes you feel a part of the game. It's really exciting. So definitely something to keep in mind. And that's really the breakdown of all the sections at Madison Square Garden. So now we're gonna go into, I want to talk about flipping some tickets. We're gonna use this game as like a basis, and I'm gonna kind of go over all the factors and everything that you should have in your mind when flipping these tickets. So let me give you a brief overview. So this is game 6 of the playoffs, and basically this hasn't been the best market whatsoever this year with the Rangers. Just the way the series played out, playoff tickets, the market also often mimics the way like the playoff series plays out. So if your team's down, typically the market will drop. If your team's winning and they're playing well, the market will typically go up. So in this case, what happened was the Rangers were actually down 2-0 in the series. They lost the first 2 games to Ottawa, which totally killed the Game 3 market. Game 3 market prices were not good. They went down a lot, and a lot of people took hits on that. And then what happened? They won Game 3. So the market actually went up for Game 4. Not as high as it should have been, but there definitely was a slight increase in the market for Game 4. And then the Rangers played at Ottawa the other night and lost in OT, and the market absolutely tanked for this game. Let me just show you real quick. So like 2 nights ago, before Game 5, the cheapest ticket was about $263 to $270 to get into this game. That was your get-in price. And as soon as they lost, market just started dropping, which is expected when your team loses. I mean, even though it's a Game 6, it's still like they lost and just people are upset. If the Rangers lose Game 6, they're eliminated. And also they can't clinch the series at home. So as you can see, the cheapest tickets right now are $202, which is pretty cheap for a Ranger playoff game. But the secret is, I'll tell you this, for the Rangers, because the Rangers play in Madison Square Garden, the biggest stadium, the world's most famous arena, ticket prices usually go up for Ranger games closer to the game, which not many sports teams are like that, where the price climbs up. But for Rangers are one of the few teams that prices tend to gradually go up. Now, see, we don't know per se what that bottom's going to hit with the get-in price, but if the price was still at $202, like like the morning of the game or the day of the game, it's a safe bet to say that that market will climb to about probably like 260, 270, closer like an hour or two before the game. You can bet that the market will increase closer to the game for the Rangers, particularly playoff games. It happens a lot. Like, I've been flipping playoff tickets for many years, and just Rangers always tend to climb up closer to the game. Now, I don't know what that bottom price is going to be at. I do know the market will go up, but I don't know how much per se it's going to keep dropping. I mean, right now the cheapest ticket's 202. The market could drop to 170, 160, 150, but I'm sure once a few hours before the game, that market's going to start climbing up. Whenever it hits that bottom, it's going to start climbing up. A good example is a couple years ago when the Rangers were in the Cup Finals. Rangers were down one series and like in the Cup round, and market, like, the get-in price for Stanley Cup tickets was like $300, like the morning of. And I remember, like, I bought a bunch, and then, like, literally in like a half hour before the game, I sold my $300 tickets I bought off Resale for over $1,000. So it's just an example of, like, Ranger tickets. It's a very good and safe seller's market, because there's always a lot of demand for the tickets. So anyway, that's a brief overview of this game. So right now, for this game, particularly Game 6, prices are pretty low right now. I do think there's going to be some more of like a drop in prices. So the first thing you always got to look at is it's really important. Look at the quantity of tickets available. So as you can see right now, there's 2,090 tickets available on the market. So typically before the day of a game, for the Rangers, you want there to be like about under 1,000 tickets available the day of the game. So basically by like tomorrow morning, I'd like to see that number at like 1,900. And it's basic supply and demand. Once there's less tickets available on the market, the market will tend to go up. So right now, I would say the market is pretty overinflated right now, as there's 2,090 tickets available on the market. So I would be very careful now, because these prices are gonna go drop. So I would not buy yet. But anyway, I am giving you the tools so that you will be able to buy, because you will know what to look for and how to buy. So right now, the first thing you always want to do is when selling tickets is when flipping resale tickets is you only want to deal with instant download or electronic tickets. You don't want to deal with pickup tickets like this. These are hard tickets that you have to pick up from the StubHub location, and they're physical tickets. So it's really very difficult to sell hard tickets. And as a reseller, you totally want to avoid that. As a buyer too, people don't want to be hassled to have to go pick up tickets, before the game. People just want to print it from their printer at home or work and just go to the game. So when buying tickets, the first thing you want to do is, when flipping tickets, is you want to change the delivery method to electronic and instant download. Done. Okay? So this means you'll get the tickets basically right away. Electronic means they have to upload it like usually like a day before the game. So but that's fine, because they'll be digital tickets. So once you get it, just upload it. Secondly, we want to change the quantity of tickets to 2 tickets, because most people don't go buy themselves the games, except if you're me. But you always want to try flipping a pair of tickets. You don't want to get stuck with single tickets, because the fact is most people go with a friend or or a significant other to ball games. They usually don't go by themselves. So always change the quantity to 2. Secondly, most people don't want to sit in obstructed seats. So we wanna filter the obstructed seats. And like I told you earlier, put yourself into the mindset of the buyer. Most buyers don't want to sit in obstructed seats. You're paying already a lot for a Ranger game. It's not, no, people will pay the extra few dollars to sit in a non-obstructed seat. So right now, as you can see, we still have some $200 tickets available. We have this. See, right away, this should spring a light in your head. You see, there's a lower level corner ticket, 227, row 3 for $210. And look how it's surrounded by all these 400 level tickets. 400 level, 400 level. Those are upper corners, upper centers, upper. Let's see what the next lower level price is. So the next lower level corner is $238. Okay, so not so much of a big difference, a $28 difference. Generally, when flipping resale, you need it to be a significant difference. Usually, unless it's like a $75 to $100 difference, I don't touch it. So that's because when you purchase tickets off StubHub, first of all, you have to pay the buying fees, and then when you sell it, there's always the seller fee. So you have to calculate all that in your head and do the math and see what makes sense. But the general rule is if there's like a $75 to $100 difference between 2 tickets in a similar price range, then it's usually a good buy. And like I told you earlier, probably not the best time to buy tickets right now, unless there's this huge gap difference. Because like I said, this market will continue to tank. So, like I said, once it probably hits 150, 160, that's probably a good time to start buying tickets, and always monitor this quantity. See, sometimes it goes up, people are still listing tickets, so you probably wanna wait on that a little bit. Next, so when flipping tickets, in general, so like I was saying, your best sections are in Madison Square Garden are going to be these upper level sections. So if you want to just like highlight them, again, picture where you would want to sit if you went to the game. So I would imagine most people would want to sit somewhere here, and just look what they're going for and see, like, just try to find like price differences and price breaks. I mean, right now these are all pretty similar. There's nothing really so special worth flipping here, but just keep an eye out. I mean, this is definitely your best value seat, a row 3 lower level corner. It's definitely a really good seat. So definitely something worth keeping an eye out or considering, like your next lower level. See, the next lower level one is like really row 9, so 255. So 210 to 255, $45 difference. Definitely something I'm going to keep an eye on and watch. Hopefully that could drop a little more, and maybe we'll purchase it and try to flip it. So that's your uppers, and then for flipping uppers, these are definitely your safest bets, because they're the most common seats, and they're usually the most affordable seats, and you can't really go wrong with that. I mean, let's take a look at the Club Platinum seats. So as you can see, when flipping premium seats, these often have the most risk involved, because you're typically paying a lot of money to get seats here, and if your seats don't sell or the market drops, you can lose a lot of money. But likewise, there's also often a lot of money to be made with these seats. So like I said, the first thing I always want to see is like the quantity, like how many tickets are remaining in the section. So let's see. Let's take a look what's going on over here. All right. There's not much going on. There's not that many tickets. So for a pair of tickets, let's see what the cheapest Club Platinum is. See, row 1 and row 2, these are really interesting value because row 1's going for about $14.49 right now. $16.50. Yeah, I'd avoid this right now. I would avoid this right now. Nothing really here, but it's just keeping. See these price range. Look, see there's a 1200. The next cheapest is $14.49. So, just do the math and just see if it's worth it. Also keep in mind this one's at the end zone, so it might not be. Those don't do so great. But you always wanna when flipping tickets, like compare it to other prices in your section and just just remember all the fees and stuff that StubHub takes and charges. It's very important. So when flipping tickets, you always wanna also check your tickets on Ticketmaster. See what on Ticketmaster. So right now I changed the quantity to 2 tickets. We're gonna do resale offer right now. Let's see what tickets are going for. So there's a couple tickets here. These are all wheelchair seats going for about $435. Let's see. There's a couple pair of tickets over here. These are front rows going for about $400. So that's basically what the market price is going for. There's really not much tickets left to be bought through the Ranger games. Just like a bunch of scattered single tickets. So nothing, you don't really want to play with singles. So you're pretty good. So your main source for tickets is really going to be the resale market. And then always see you can sometimes find good deals for resale tickets on here. You could like set the price you want, $199 to $250. See what seats. So there's like a couple seats available for like $250, $249. Yeah, earlier today I actually saw a pair of tickets for like $177 on here, but not enough of not enough of a difference between that and resale value for me to buy it. But anyway, this is just the mentality you gotta have. So yeah, that's basically it. Just really like the basic thing is just like pick certain sections, pick certain areas, and just compare the prices. See what your ticket's going for. See what the next price ticket in your zone is going for. Always look by zone. Don't just look at your section because there could be a very similar section with cheaper tickets. With cheaper tickets in it, like put yourself into the mentality of the buyer, and it's really simple. You'll often find good value on tickets if you look. Just always refresh your page. There's always those people who just want to dump their tickets, and you'll find good tickets that way. Just compare sections. Just to recap, if you do decide to try to flip some tickets, I would definitely play with these 200s. They're definitely the most popular sections, as close to center as you can get. That's the best. And if you're feeling a little risque, go for the Club Platinums. There's often like big price differences, but just beware selling those closer to the game because unless you have a lot of experience doing this, it's very easy to get nervous and just start dropping your tickets. But if you see a price gap that makes sense, just go for it and just set your price to be like one of the cheapest in the section, and you're good. You can easily make a few $100s doing that. I definitely recommend waiting a little closer to the game. It's about 1:56 a.m. right now on Monday, and this game is tomorrow, so I would wait to see what happens tomorrow night, so Monday night, and just see if you find any good prices on it. I would say the market, no one knows for sure, but I would say it's at least going to drop to like one. Let's see what it is right now. So it's still at 202. I see it dropping to at least like 175, 160, and once it gets that low, just start buying some tickets in your section, and just hopefully the market should go up. Closer to the game, closer to game time. Don't panic the morning of, but just wait it out till like a few hours before the game. The Garden's one of these unique situations where markets do tend to climb up. Do not do this with other arenas or any other teams. This is the one exception. We have been doing this for years, and Ranger tickets just tend to go up. And just buy a pair of tickets and hope for the best. And stay tuned for more insight videos like this. We're gonna go through other arenas, and there should be a lot of good content coming your way.